Hey, how's everyone doing today? It's your boy Airboy, and I am back with another FanBoyAaron review, and this time we'll be taking a look at the Transformers EarthRise Leader Class Optimus Prime. Now, usually I would look at the box first, however, this time I don't have the box because I bought this guy loose off a friend, and it was also slightly custom painted. So, yeah, no box this time. But hey, I got my tape measure. We can, just, yay. Alright, no box. So let's just get right into the figure, and it comes in two components, a trailer and the truck. We'll take a look at the trailer first. It's the most simple of the two. And it's not a bad looking trailer. Very reminiscent to the classic G1 trailer. And I reviewed the Studio Series Leader Class Optimus Prime. That came with a trailer, and yeah, between the two, I think I prefer this trailer a little better. Alright, you pull the top open a little bit, you can flip the gate down. And, yeah, the thing is, it's not really big enough to hold very many figures. I mean, take some of my comparison figures here. I mean, Hound from Siege, will not fit, yeah. We already established Wheeljack doesn't fit from my last review. The only Siege/EarthRise figure that can really fit are the figures that share the blue streak design, that being Prowl, Smokescreen, and Barricade. And yeah, they can fit in there fairly okay. I mean, but they're about the only Siege and /EarthRise figures I've seen that do fit in there. I mean, I imagine you could fit the smaller figures in there, but as far as deluxe class figures go, the ones sharing this design are your best bet. And as you can see, it's done in a silverish gray plastic with blue stripes, Autobot logo, some silver paint on the rims of the wheels, which is a very nice touch I do appreciate. Camera focus. And there is a kickstand underneath. It flips either way, so you can have the trailer standing by itself if you need it to. And that pretty much does it for the trailer, so let's take a look at the truck. Here we have Optimus in his vehicle mode, and guess what? He's a red truck. I had no idea. This took me completely by surprise. Oh, yeah, it's a very nice truck, and I do not know. I've never handled this thing in hand before, so I don't know how much of it has been custom painted. Like I mentioned earlier, I bought it off my friend who custom painted it a little bit, so I don't know how much of it is official paint and how much of it is something he added. I assume the silver in here is something he added, but as well as some of the silver around the middle here. Again, I don't know how much of it is official paint or how much is my friend's work. I mean, from the way things feel, I think the feet might have a little paint on them. I don't know. Again, I mean, color-wise, it's still more or less the same. He just added a little more to it, so it's not too much of a difference there. He rolls actually pretty damn well, actually. And and the trailer hooks up to him very easy. There's a little port right in there. Plugs in right there. And that looks awesome. And he comes with well, technically two accessories, but we won't get into the second accessory yet. The main accessory he comes with is this gun. Very reminiscent to his G1 blaster, although I think this one's a little thicker. It's not a bad design, done this nice glossy black paint, a little silver here on the end of it. I wish this random-ass gray peg wasn't sticking out, but, well, what are you going to do? And as you saw, it folds up and it does store on the truck. You just plug this gray port here into that hole right there. And it all but completely blends in with the truck, so yeah, it's not a bad mode of weapon storage. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just go ahead and open up the back here and just toss it in there if you don't want to see it at all. So yeah, you got a couple options. Now let's go ahead and get the comparisons out of the way. Let me bring the camera down just a smidge. Alright, here he is next to the Siege Blue Streak. Here he is next to Siege Hound. Now let me hang a little more to the side here, like that. There we go. Here he is next to fellow EarthRise figure Wheeljack. These are the only two EarthRise figures I have at the moment. I might grab Hoist. At least, I plan on grabbing Hoist. I don't know if I'm going to get Grapple yet. Not very many of the EarthRise figures have grabbed my attention. Because again, I'm picky about the G1 designs. These two being the main exceptions. Okay. Just so you know how he compares to a Khan. Here he is next to Leader Class Shockwave, and I chose not to put all of his armor and stuff on. Now you know how a truck compares to a giant ray gun. And let's get the comparison. I know a lot of people would want to see what the hell happened to my lights. Okay, that kind of worries me a little bit. Okay, there it goes. Guess I had a power failure. Anyway, here's the main comparison everyone else wants to see. The Studio Series Leader Class with the EarthRise Leader Class. Movie and G1 together. Yeah, they actually don't look half bad together. Okay. Individual trucks. Let me bring it down a little bit. Don't look bad. And just quick comparison with the trailers. Yeah, and as stated earlier, this one might have a little more heft and more functionality to it, but this one, appearance-wise, is the clear winner. Now, let's get down to transforming. We'll get the trailer out of the way first. What you want to do is you want to open this back part, flip that down. What you want to do is you want to pull it completely open. And you can either have it laying down like this, or you can sit it up like that. And that's more or less the trailer right there. And you can go ahead and pull this part out and bring it up. Now, if I remember correctly, this is meant to be like some kind of a repair bay. And that little robot thing there is supposed to repair bots inside the trailer. Again, I don't know much about the G1 stuff. And yeah, it's not bad. As you can see, there's numerous ports inside. You can store extra weapons and accessories if you need to. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the trailer. I'll go ahead and set it aside for now. Get the gun. We'll leave the gun on for now. Let's get on to Optimus. Now, what we want to do is we want to come over here, pull his wheels out. A lot of the transformation is just getting panels open and out of the way so you can reposition things. Open these side panels here on both ends. The camera to focus a little bit. Pull the legs down. Flip these parts in. Pull legs apart. Flip out the toes in the heels. The legs are the easiest thing to transform on this thing. No surprise there. Let's bring up the camera a little bit. Come over here, pull the arms out. And, okay, what do we want to do? We'll lift that up. You want to rotate this section all the way around. Make sure everything's out of the way when you do. You're going to come back here, take these two parts, flip them in. That'll make clearance for this, so you can lift it up. Fold these wheels in. Very simple. You want to come under here, and what do we want to do? I think we want to take these parts here, flip them in, and flip them in that way as well. Oh, I'm sorry. First you want to flip these in, and then you want to flip this down. You want to come back here, open up this little part, which will allow you to flip up the head. Close that up. And we should be able to, you see these two little notches here will go into those little slot holes right there. Reorient the arms. Open up these little panels here. Flip out the hand. Same thing on the other side. And there we have Optimus Prime in his robot mode, and oh my god, I absolutely love this thing. Again, I am a little picky about the G1 designs, however, Optimus is among the few exceptions. I do love the G1 Optimus Prime design. As you can see, the transformation is a little involved, but it is very satisfying, and you get both a clean truck and a clean robot mode. I mean, the only real obnoxious vehicle parts on this guy are these back wheels here, but even then, it's a minor nitpick, and that might be screen accurate. I don't know. I mean, I don't think so, but either way, it's not that big of a deal. It's a very clean robot mode. Easily one of, if not the best, mainline Optimus Prime figures I've ever had. If only because of how clean it looks and how functional it is as well. Oh, articulation. Let's go over the trailer first. As you saw, these things open and close. Panel. There's a hinge there. Hinge there. Hinge there. Rotation there. These little arms are on little ball joints. And that's pretty much it for the trailer. Let's get on with Optimus himself. First, we'll take a quick little look at the details. As you can see, very reminiscent of his G1 design. And lots of, again, it is slightly custom painted, and I don't know what is official paint and what is my friend's handiwork. I assume the chrome paint, or the silver paint on the waist and maybe the thighs here are his work. Maybe a little bit on the legs. But as far as I know, even without it, you really wouldn't be able to tell, because this thing looks good regardless. You see lots of nice molded detail. Again, I just love how this thing looks. It would have been nice if there was a little paint on the back of his legs here, but I'm not complaining. This thing looks amazing. I assume this gray color is what the rest of his legs would have looked like. And if that's the case, that isn't that bad. I mean, it would still look just fine. It looks absolutely amazing. Alright, and we can get back into his accessories. His gun. As you can see, you can still use that same port to store the weapon on his back, like so. Or you can unfold it, plug it into his hand. Alright, now, let's go over articulation now, shall we? The head is on a ball joint. You can look up that far, down about that far. The head can rotate. Shoulders can rotate and go out. There is a little bit of a backward movement too if you need that. Bicep rotation. And 90-degree bend at the elbow. Wrist rotation. The fingers can open. It can make the... And you'd think that would make the handling on the gun a little loose, but it does jiggle a little bit, but overall it's a pretty secure hold. Waist articulation, though that's about as far as it can go before the stuff on his back gets in the way. But again, minor nitpick. Legs can go up that far. They can go back. Oops. About that far. He can do the full splits. He has a very deep knee bend. That is definitely over 90 degrees. He does have thigh rotation. The toes can move down, as well as the ankle spurs. And you got a very deep ankle tilt. So you can get this guy in some really, really good poses. Alright, one other accessory. The only other accessory Optimus comes with is easily the best. It's also a little gimmick he has. You pull apart these side doors, or front windows, and boom! You have the thing which will light our darkest hours. The Matrix of Leadership. And it does come out. You take a closer look. It's done in a nice goldish bronze and silver paint. Transparent blue plastic there in the middle. The camera's having a hard time catching it. It is hollow on the other end, but, you know, no big deal. At least we have an official mainline Optimus figure that comes with a decent Matrix of Leadership. And go ahead and plug that back into his chest. And before you ask, no, he cannot hold it in both hands, unfortunately. That was more Hot Rod's thing anyway. And I don't care for that character. Alright, I gotta show one more thing off, because this is kind of a double review, because it's not just this figure I'm reviewing. Alright, so before I get into the other thing I gotta take a look at, let's go over this little gimmick you got with the trailer part. As you just saw, I can take this part off. If you want, you can go ahead and just slap that onto his back. Slap it onto his back. And now he's got a little mobile turret on his back. And one more thing you can do with the trailer, if you want to. You can take the bottom part here, pull it off, slap it onto his wrist, and now he has a little shield. So that's a neat little thing you can do. However, I do not care for this gimmick. I'd rather leave this stuff on the trailer. However, there is one little accessory I got. The Matrix Workshop third-party axe. I don't know where you can get it officially. I just found mine on eBay. They're going for about 15 bucks. It is a 3D printed part. This one was meant for the Siege War for Cybertron version of Optimus, but it'll work just as easily on this one. As you can see, there's multiple handle parts. You can give him a short handle, a long handle, and he can hold it regardless. And there's this little part here, which you can plug in. You can slide that over his hand. And that looks pretty good, too. There we go. I just reviewed a third-party accessory in like 30 seconds. Now, put that background there. Let's finish this up with the robot mode comparisons. Because I don't know how much longer this camera is going to record, or this phone camera is going to record for. I need to get an official camera. Here he is. Here he is next to Siege. Blue streak. Sorry if I said here he is twice. Here he is next to Siege. Hound. I got just that brightness. Yes, a little bit. Here he is next to Siege. Shockwave. Here he is next to my only other EarthRise figure, Wheeljack. And here he is next to the Studio Series Leader Class Optimus. And that pretty much does it. Alright, final thoughts and recommendations. Alright. As he stands at approximately 6 2/3 of an inch. 6 2/3 of an inch tall, roughly. And at the time of release, he was about $50. Now, let's face the facts. Leader class figures, for the most part, these days are basically glorified Voyager class figures with extra accessories. Now, am I fine with this? Yes, I am. Is this figure worth that? Yes, it is. If you can find this guy for around $50 or less, I strongly recommend you pick him up. He's a great figure to have overall, and he's a wonderful addition to any G1 or Generation style collection. If you're a fan of G1, you will love this figure beyond an unreasonable doubt, without question. And that pretty much does it for this video. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, hit that like button, leave a nice comment, enjoy the rest of your day. And I don't know what I'm gonna look at next. We'll let fate decide. So, until my next video, I will catch you all next time. Bye-bye.